morning, everybody. It's Jean-Marie. I am going to work today with the September bargain bead box, the Mystic Moonrise. Excuse me. I have had a little bit of trouble with my filigree down here in the tight spots, getting a space big enough to hang these dangles. And as you can see, I'd already started this project. I actually already started filming this morning, but it was just full of struggle after struggle after struggle. So I am starting over, and hopefully it will be a little bit better this time. So I did wire wrap some little beads. These are a little blue bicone. This is the little blue bead from that multi-strand of colors that we received. I just cut some varying lengths of chain. I honestly did not even look at it when I cut it. I just took my cutters and just went up it cutting chunks, and this is what I ended up with. And I really am just going to stick them in there just as they are and let them fall where they fall. So some will be a little longer, some will be a little shorter, and that's kind of what you want anyway. So yeah, this is what I ended up with. I totally missed a loop right there. That's okay, we'll just cut that one out. So to get started, this is what I've got so far, is just two of these. One of them is a little blue bicone that I added myself. It is crystal number 3451, and it's just some dark blue bicones. And then it's that little blue one from the multi-strand, a couple lengths of chain. I am going to attach this one to that same jump ring as over there, the same one. I think I'll probably put it on the back side of what I've got hanging there. So I'm going to do that first. So let's get that chain piece out of the way and open this back up and attach that one right to the same one on the back side of it. Close that back up, and over here on this one, as you can see, I had to do some reaming to make holes for my beads to fit in there, like right there, but whatever, it worked. That filigree is very tight in these two end sections, and a lot of it has gotten filled in by the plating and stuff that they put on it, finish, whatever you want to call it. And this one does not want me to open. There we go. So I'm going to have to flip my chain up here because I have to open it from the front, because that's just the only way I could get a hold of it. And I'm going to put this one on. Close it back up. And now I have two hanging from two hanging from this jump ring, two hanging from this jump ring, and I'm going to hang this one that I did with a little dangle from the star right in between them, where I drilled out that little hole right there with my bead reamer. I don't know if you can see it very well or not, but right. Well, can't really see it very well on here, but there we go. Now you can see it. That perfect little round circle right there that I drilled out with my bead reamer, so that I can get this last one in there. And I'm going to go with a little bit bigger jump ring this time, because I have to go up here rather than down along here. I'm going to have to clear that section. So I do need to go with a little bigger jump ring. See if I can get in there without bending my jump ring all to smithers. And it went in just fine. Perfect. Alright. So catch my chain. Close this jump ring up. And I have now got all my little dingle dangles hanging. And it's funny because even though I cut my chains at varying lengths, and I really was very, very, very random about it, all my blues still ended up being in line, and my stars still ended up being in line. Oh well, that's just the way it worked out. So I have these 8mm jump rings. Trim some of that one off. Boy, I need to invest in some new cutters. It's time again. And I'm just going to go through the lapis lazuli bead that we got in this, the little teardrop lapis lazuli, faceted, came with the box. Isn't that beautiful? We got two. I've already used one in another project, but I'm just going to hang this from the loop that is for our dangle. Close it up, and oh, I thought I had it closed up. Looks like I don't. Close it up. Because I cut a piece off in it because it was overlapping, so now it doesn't really want to line up perfectly. Alright, there, I got it. So there's that piece so far. I think it looks really, really pretty. I mean, I know it's reminiscent of many, many, many of them that are being made with this box, but honestly, this box lends itself so well to this particular look that, you know, what are you going to do, right? Of course, they're all going to be along the same lines. I think it's real pretty, just the same. So I'm going to set this aside, and we're going to work on this here. Get up my beading wire. Cut off a chunk of that. Tie a knot in the end, just to hold all my beads on while I'm working. Okay, I didn't really need to cut off that much though, because right here is going to be one section, and then it's going to be attached, and then there's going to be this section, which I think I'm going to do with just a head pin, eye pin, and then continue on from there. But I really didn't need to cut off so much, but I can use this piece for many things. So, yeah, I was debating whether or not I wanted to put a little bead in there, but I think I'm just going to start with this little mother of pearl shell bead. Gosh, I love these beads. I really was hoping to get some more of them when they came out, but I was way too late. So, hopefully they will bring more in. Bargain Bead Box, if you're listening, please, please get more of these little mother of pearl shell beads. They are beautiful. Alright, so I need two of these. And let's bring this back. I want a tiny jump ring because I don't really want it to hang far below everything else. I'm going to put this on here. Close it up good and tight. You don't want anything slipping off your beading wire. Or your beading wire slipping through it, I should say. Feed that on. Another little, these little, I think they're a 2mm copper bead. I think I got in a package from Amazon. This is the package of them, and I'm pretty sure I got it from Amazon. I apologize for the congestion. I'm still working off getting rid of that cold that I had almost 4 weeks ago now. just wants to linger. Okay, so this is what we've got here. Whoop, lay down right. Don't give me a hard time. So we're going to crimp them off and attach them to this. Gosh, that is going to be so pretty. Oh my goodness, I love it already. Is it wrong for me to say that? I really do like it. I guess if I didn't like it, I wouldn't be making it, right? Okay, I need one of my clamshells. We did get clamshells in this box. Where I put them, that's another mystery all on its own. There they are. And I did have out some copper crimps, but that was a few days ago. So gosh only knows where they are now. Oh, I had my granddaughter here Monday, Kennedy, my 3-year-old granddaughter. She just likes to play in my beads, which is fine, I don't care. But she likes to dump them all together and make bead soup. So I did pick up my crimp beads because I really didn't want all of my little teeny tiny crimp beads getting dumped into her bead soup. So that's why they're not out. There they are. Okay. And we'll pick up one of these. These ones are nice ones. They're not as short as the other ones. So they're sturdy, but they're not quite as long as some of the ones that you really have to use your, your two-step crimping method on with your crimping pliers. So this clamshell will still fit right over that just fine. And give that a good close. Bring everything down to this end. Like I said, I cut off way too much. I'm going to snip it right here. So I have about 1 inch of workroom. I'm going to put on another clamshell. I do want to open this up first though. So much easier to get in there with your pliers if you open that last one. Let it kind of drop. Pick up a I kind of like that one that's a little on the shorter side, like that one right there. Drop that down over. Come in here with the pliers and give it a squeeze. Trim off that excess. And here is our center focal piece all done. Oh my goodness, that is so pretty. I love these little mother of pearl coin beads, these little tiny ones. I have my own, and I'm probably going to end up using them at some point in time in this because there just wasn't enough of the small ones. But I do have these slightly bigger ones. I mean, they're quite a bit bigger, actually. But I may end up using them in there. Who knows? Doesn't hurt. Okay, now what size jump ring do I want there? Do I want these ones? Or do I want these little babies? Let's try the little ones and see what they look like. I'd like them to kind of disappear a little bit. Not stand out so much. So let's put that on. And that. I think that's going to be plenty big enough to hold it. Perfect. First I put my crimp bead clamshell on the other way. Actually, you know what? I'm going to open it up. I'm going to spin it and then reclose it. And I didn't get it. I thought it spun, but I guess it didn't. Let's try it again. Because I really kind of wanted to face the other way. Alright, there we go. That's better. And you know, honestly, it doesn't matter. It's just it's just me being super picky. It spun itself back the other way anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter at this point. Okay, it was worth a try, right? That's one thing I do find doing clamshells is that they have a mind of their own, and no matter what you try to do, they're going to land where they want to land. I think it's because wherever you crimp that crimp bead, of course, it's flat, and then the clamshell closes over it. So if you're not real particular on where you're crimping that crimp bead, you can't really control. You can't really control where the clamshell will open and close. Okay, so I think I've got these upside down by the looks of it. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to give that a little pinch in that beading wire right there just to make it bend just slightly. Like that. Close that clamshell a little tighter. Okay, now I'm going to need an eye pin. And I do have to make my own eye pins because I don't have any at the moment. So I've already got this one pre-made from earlier doing these. And all I did was take 22 gauge wire. It's 22 gauge parawire. Where is it? It's here somewhere. Right here. And create my own eye pin. And then I work hardened it on a block with a rubber hammer. And I'm going to end up having to make a few more of them, so I'll probably have to pause for a few minutes while I do that. So right now I'm just going to work on this one. And I'm going to feed on another one of these little beads. One of my blue beads. I love these blue beads, they're so pretty. And another one of these, and make another loop at the other end. And attach that, and I'll have to do one on this side. So I'm going to pause for a minute and make myself up a few eye pins, and I apologize for not doing that in advance. Yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, so I have a few eye pins made up. I did pull that one off the eye pin I had because I decided the eye in it that I had created was a little too big. So this is the one I had it on, and then these ones are the ones I just created, so you can see there's a noticeable difference in size, and I like the size better. So they're all created, all work hardened. I do want to roll it in again just a bit, just to make it tight. Alright, so let's put these back on. Alright, and bring them right down, bend my wire because this wire has been work hardened and it is 22 gauge. I can work with it like I would any eye pin because I did work harden it all the way down the end, not just the loop. Alright, I want these to lay even. And then I'm going to link these together. Get this one done again. Same thing. Put nail wraps on last week. Trying to find something that looked a little fallish. These are actually flowers, but at least they have that fall tone to them. It was the best I could find at the moment. But they are already starting to get, well, it's been a week. And I've done a lot of wire wrapping and wire work. I've done dishes, and so they've held up pretty well, I guess. But I think it's about time to change them out. So that'll probably happen this weekend, or take them off altogether. I don't know. I kind of like wearing them. They do destroy your nails. I don't care what anyone says. I know that the company says, oh, they won't ruin your nails, and they do. But so does putting on the acrylic nails, right? So whatever. I'm okay with it. All right, let's pick out some more of these little tiny 4mm. And they all do tend to overlap just a bit. But it doesn't seem to matter where I get them or what I get lately. They always seem to be cut poorly. Gosh, I think that's going to be so pretty. All right. I wasn't quite as picky with them when I did these because it doesn't show so much, but up here they do. And I really want them to line up nicely. It is so pretty. Yeah, I'm going to take the time and just be a little bit picky with these. And one more. Well, make sure I get that line the right way. So it's going to be a stubborn one. That clamshell just doesn't know which side it wants to be on. And I think it's making it hang a little bit off. I just messed up that jump ring. Let's see if that one's going to lay better. Yeah, there we go. That's better. That clamshell spun itself back in the direction that it was originally. After all my efforts, didn't matter anyway. Oh, that's so pretty. What do you guys think of it so far? Kind of wish these had hung a little more off from each other, but I might go back in and just snip a couple of the chain links and try to make them hang a little more off from each other. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It looks good anyways the way it is. So I might just leave it. Okay. Now at this point, let's see if I can get that there. And where's the other one? Right there. I've got my earrings and my necklace and everything else all hooked together here. So I do have 2 of the rings, and my thought was to attach these to the ring. It has that nice has that nice flat line here. So both jump rings will set beside each other quite well right there. So that is my thought. At the moment, I'm not sure how it's going to work out because I'm not sure where this is going to string out at. But I'm going to start stringing that. I'm just going to use that piece that I had already cut. I think it will be long enough. It's over a foot. And I'm going to start with these two little copper beads. And if you don't want to do the two copper beads, you can do one of the spacer beads that came in the box. I'm going to use a blue bicone. I'm going to use one of my mother of pearl shell beads. If I can find the hole. There it is. And I'm just going to continue that pattern again. Oops. Two of these. Didn't get out enough bicones, so we'll just steal one of these ones for now. I think I have extras over there anyway. And again, the pearl. You know what? I don't think I'm doing that the way I wanted to. Never mind. We're going to do a one bead, then the bicone, then the one bead. That was what I actually wanted it to look like. And that's why there wasn't another one there. And then the mother of pearl, and then the copper bead, the blue bicone. This would be just as pretty with those window cut crystal beads that we got. Or these here would look pretty in there too. So this is what I've got, and this is what I'm going to continue doing. So each time one of these is done, there will be two copper beads in the middle. Because each one of them is going to be another one of these segments of this here. Well, so I was trying to lengthen this piece out in the middle to use a lot of these, that's wrong, use a lot of these mother of pearl shell beads, but not use them all up so I could stretch them further, because we just did not get enough of them in my opinion. I think we should have gotten way more. This is the look I've got so far. And I think that's really pretty. So I'm going to just continue this for a little bit and save some time on my video recording by doing this off camera, and I will be right back. Okay, so this is where I'm at so far. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 repeats. I'm going to add my little star in at this point. And I'm just going to again use a small jump ring. Make sure it's closed good so it doesn't slip off that beading wire. And just put that on. And continue on again for another 5 repeats on the other side. Just like this. Okay, so I have that part all strung up. I think it's looking really, really pretty. Okay, so we're going to do the clamshell and the crimp again. We would if I didn't keep moving stuff on myself and then I can't find it. That's so typically me. Okay. Alright, bring that up. Close it tight. Bring everything down to that end. Trim this right down so I don't have my knot in the way. Open these up. Drop it down over. Pick up a crimp bead. Make sure everything's down where it belongs. Get in there and crimp that tight. Not so tight that everything is stiff, but tight so that it's holding it in place. Sorry about that. Things went dark for a minute. I had to plug in and get a little more power here. So, anyways, I was just finishing up this last clamshell. If I get it to close, there we go. And so far, I think this is looking real pretty. So I wasn't quite sure if I needed to do this last one or not because I didn't know how long things were going to end up. But now that I've gotten this piece finished, I do realize I need to finish that. So I'm going to take another couple of my little eye pins here. Get that good and closed. And continue on with this process. This was supposed to be a 3-piece set. I didn't expect this to take so long, especially where some of this already got started prior to. So I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to get to the bracelet, but we'll see. If not, I will just make it and add it into the show and tell at the end as an extra piece. You know, and I'll of course explain a little about it and how it was made and all that stuff, but it's not going to be much different than all the rest of this anyway. It's going to be the same components. One of these beads, same thing. So, but we'll see. Let's see if we can get to it. Trying to work faster, but if I work faster I mess up more, and I already mess up enough. Alright. Alright. One thing about making your own eye pins, you can make them as long as you want and you have plenty of eye pin to work with. I did end up making these ones a little bit on the long side. I cut them at about 2 inches, I think, or thereabouts. Okay, there. Now to finish this off at the end, once I get it in here where it needs to be, so I was just thinking bicone beads, maybe like that. just to finish off the length of it. I think that'll look really pretty. I'm not 100% sure if I want to do them all on a pin, 2 on a pin and 2 on a pin, or if I should just do a short section of beading wire like I did here. That's probably what I'll end up doing. I think it would look best. It's a lot of extra, you know, little pieces, but that's okay. I think the end result would be better that way. So there, mine's made. You, of course, can do yours any way you choose. I don't know if I mentioned it in this video or the first attempt I made, but my cats dumped my tea this morning all over my desk, so the pad I usually have down that covers the whole thing is now in the laundry, so my mats are kind of slipping around on this wooden surface a little bit, so I apologize if they're moving around while I'm working. I would just do one more of these links if I had any more, but in order to have them for my bracelet and my earrings, I do not have any more. I gotta show you these really cool things I got though. These little copper bats. I love these. Aren't those cute? Anyway, whole nother topic, but I think they're adorable. Okay, so I am going to grab off another piece of beading string, about 8 inches or so. That should do both of them. Alright, and for this one I'm just going to go ahead and crimp one end, because I know I'm not doing any adjusting, so I don't need to undo the other end at any point in time. Crimp that, trim it, make sure that's crimped good. It doesn't look like it is. There we go. Put my clamshell right down over it, close it, and I need to trim that off. See if 4 is going to be enough or if I should go with 5. I think with the clamshells and the jump rings, 4 will probably be plenty. Kind of still think I want 5. I do want this to hang a little bit more away from there. Okay. And another clamshell. think that's going to look okay. Now what I do at the end, I just cut off. There it is. Do one more for the other side. Could have changed it up a little bit and done 3 and put little copper beads in between. Apologize for that, guys. But while I was on pause waiting for the phone to stop ringing, I did make a decision to go ahead and change this. So I like it better. I did put the little copper beads in between, and I'm going with 4 bicones, so it means I'll have to redo that piece. You know, changes. They happen along the way. And let's open that up, drop it down over, put on my crimp bead, and I'm going to try to line my crimp up when I crimp it so that it's going to lay the same as this one, kind of in line with it, which may not work, but I'm going to give it a try. I think it came out pretty good. We'll see when I close up the clamshell here. Yeah, it laid much better. They actually line up nicely. Okay, so I'm going to redo the other one and I'll be right back. Alright, I have both of those together. And again, I am just going to pull out a little jump ring. And attach these. It just really picked up out there. Alright, this is essentially the look. Do want to attach it to these, and again I'm going to use, I think these little jump rings will fit. I don't know. Let's see. If it doesn't, we'll just go up a size. No. Well, yes it will. Don't know if it will move afterwards though. Let's see. Oh, yeah, it's got plenty of movement still. That's fine. The little ones will work. Get it up over it anyway. There we go. Wonderful. Seeing that little flatness right there? This little flatness. It's just enough for those 2 rings to stay in place. Doesn't cause a whole lot of wiggling and moving around. I have no clue what I'm dropping all over the floor, but something's hitting it. Probably jump rings. There's that one. Because these are on an eye pin, so they're going to spin a little bit, which is fine. Still looks nice. Trying to make sure I got everything laying in the right direction before I hook it. If I could get my other end over it. There we go. Oops, my moon's hanging up on stuff. Gosh, that's really, really, really pretty. I don't think it's going to need a whole lot of chain. Let me see whereabouts it's going to hang on me. I do think this one's going to need to be a longer style necklace just because of the way it's made. I think that looks good. Alright. My moon keeps catching on my beading mat. Alright, so I'm going to attach chain the way I normally do it. I'm going to attach it to one end. And I've got a knot in my chain. And then bring it around my neck. See how long I want to cut it at. I don't know why I kept calling this Rolo chain. It is not Rolo chain. Or maybe I didn't in this tutorial, but in the first tutorial I think I did. You probably like, I don't think you ever said that, but Alright, where am I at here? I think I just totally twisted something. Maybe not. Maybe that was just flipped. Okay. So once again, just get out a little jump ring. Sure using a lot of little jump rings this time. I like them small. They disappear in the chain and everything. They don't really stand out so much. Okay, I'm gonna hook this on. That closed up tight, and now I'm going to see how much chain I need. And I think whatever I've got on here is just about right, and that's just what I had left of my chain, which figures out to be it's 11 inches of chains. Probably if I'd had 12 inches, that's what I'd have gone with. But I have 11, so I'm going to work with that. This jump ring not closed all the way. Should have trimmed it, but I didn't. All right, so I am going to cut it at approximately 5.5 inches each piece. Just going to hold them together and cut them in half. I'm going to loop that side and loop that one. Keep them together. And looks like I've got an odd one there. And I do. So I'll just cut that one right off. Perfect. All right. Take that back out of there. And attach this one here. So my intention with this was to do a set today. I did not expect this to take so long. It really is a very straightforward necklace for the most part. But there was a lot of little steps, I guess, so that's probably why. So I will do the earrings and the bracelet as a separate tutorial. So it'll be a two-part. So stay tuned for part 2. I'm not going to get it recorded today because I have to get ready for work. But I will get it recorded probably by Monday, which means it will probably get uploaded around Tuesday. So I apologize for not being able to get them done. I really do. This is essentially the earrings. I just kind of wanted a few little dangles coming off in that, but it's going to have to wait. And the bracelet was very, very similar as well. But again, I apologize for misjudging how long this would take me. But I think it's well worth it. I think it's very, very pretty. I just love these little mother of pearl beads. They're so pretty. Okay. And that is that. And I think it came out very, very pretty. Whoops, get my little guy here flipped upside down. So there it is. I hope you guys all enjoyed this one. Thank you again for joining me, and as always, drop me a line. I always love to hear from you guys. Give me a thumbs up. Share. You know, all those things that help me out in the long run with my channel. They are much, much appreciated. So I'm going to get this up on a forum so you can see it on a forum. And call it a day and get ready for work. So here she is in all her beautiful glory. And if you look at my star in the middle, you'll see that I messed up. I added another bicone and 2 carpa beads that I should not have added. They're over to the, well, looking at the screen, it'd be on the right. So I'll have to go back and unstring that part and take that extra bicone and those 2 extra copper beads out. I don't know what I was doing. You know me. If I don't mess something up, then it, you know, I haven't done it right. But it is so long that it actually is laying down here on the table. I can't even pull it back far enough to, and I've got it pinned up with my pins just because it's so long. But gosh, it's beautiful. It really is so pretty. And again, if I hadn't messed up that centerpiece, it would look really nice. But okay, so here it is hanging correctly. I did pull it up a little bit more on the shoulder section. And this is the length I have hanging in the back. So if you don't like that much length, absolutely adjust this to anything that works for you. But I think it came out very pretty. So thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate it more than you know. Hope you liked this one. So yeah, let me know. Thanks guys. Bye.